such an asshole.
AssholeConsulting.com, continuing on here. Hey, asshole. Feel free to anonymize names, companies, blah, blah, blah. You'll know what I'm talking about. What career should I choose, and what specific regional accredited program, if necessary, online learning program and or book should I invest into? I'm okay with self-learning if a career is okay with it. Resume-wise, I'm looking for a job with these attributes. 100% telecommuting, STEM, digital nomad, long life, bachelor lifestyle, BLS handbook growth at an average or above average, BLS handbook pay, low 10% starting income that is for, so you just want starting at 43.5 or higher. BLS handbook median pay that is 66,000 or higher. How'd you come up with this? Sonicu career sections 4 to 5 star matches. You give me a username and password, dude. Let's start right here. I'm not doing this research for you. I for two reasons. One, that's lazy motherfucking shit right there. You're saying, hey, tell me what I should do with my life. Here are the things I would like. That's like, no, because for me to do that, I would have had to charge you like $500 to go and research all this shit and play. And it's kind of freaky you gave me a username and password to do that. The second reason is it's impossible for me to tell you what to do. I can tell you what you shouldn't do. I can tell you what things pay well. But for this level, anal retentive, well, yeah, everyone would like this. Sure, who wouldn't like this? But that's not how the real world works. You want all this stuff that it's going to be engineering of some kind, and you're not going to be nomadic, or you're going to be a high-level programmer, and you're going to have to program for like 6. You're going to have to be one of those freakish kids that start programming at 14, and you know all this shit. And I know a guy like that. I know one guy like that. But all this, what you have listed is impossible unless you already have a pretty good background in programming. That's about, or cybersecurity, and you have all the certifications, and but I am not your fucking bitch here, guys. I'll be your bitch, but I didn't think you would say, yeah, $500. I'll be your bitch for it's $100 an hour, guys. That's what I charge. If you want me to do your homework for you, you want me to go and tell you what to do in life, you want me to hold your hand to that level, it's going to cost an arm and a leg, and we don't have that. Or at least you don't have that budget. So but the more principal thing, I can't tell you what to do in your life. It's your life. We can whittle it down a little bit. But you have certain personalities, traits, preferences, ideas that is going to determine you as a specific, unique human individual. And you're the one that has to decide. You have to make these. This is literally like asking me, what girl should I marry? I'm like, do you have a choice between two? And I can maybe judge one person. Oh, no, out of all of them. Oh, just analyze all 3.5 billion women. Does that, oh, here she is. Like we're in India. Hey, I found her. Her name's Ahmed. Or not Ahmed. What's a female East Indian name? Pujali. Hey, here's Pujali. There you go. That's one I just made up. Your Queenum IQ is 131. You can do anything you want. Maybe, well, yeah, 131, you can do whatever you want. I want to earn career skills that will afford a great lifestyle until retirement. I'm okay with actually working. I'm currently Ron Swanson driving a bus in a town, making pretty good money for the town you're in, and can get a top pay of $63,000, a top pay in 2021. College investment needs to make financial sense. I want out because of the liberal government, feminist, hypocritical, racist work culture, depending on union and government for undeserved income and raises, stress from I'm trying to keep it anonymous like you like. I am in Dave Ramsey, baby step 4, debt-free permanently, 6-month micro, fuck you money, saved up 50% Roth. IRA mutual funds, if I stop retirement, I can cash flow college. I'm a 27-year-old former entitled millennial cunt. Oh, I think you still got a little bit of entitlement, thinking people are just going to tell you what to do in life. If you think I'm going to tell you what job that's going to match all that shit, you could have done that on your own. I mean, you could have filtered it down, but I don't know if you'd like any of the jobs that are there. I graduated 2010 with an associate's at a tech school in HVAC and couldn't find stable employment. The time you graduated, the economy was reeling. Right now, I bet you if you go back into HVAC, you could find job. You could find work. Because right now, it's hard to find tradesmen and carpenters and stuff like that. Also, false job advertising, like you bitch rightly about, and trying to troubleshoot equipment in the extreme temperatures of summer and winter. Made the career fail. I've never been fired. I dropped out of community college generals in 2013 because they were a complete waste of time and money, and prefer self-education, but I'd deal with it this time if I had to. Business, finance, according to you, sucks, so I'll probably avoid that. The only other career I saw that made sense was entrepreneur. No. You do not major in entrepreneur. Look, if you don't know, here's one of these things, save you a lot of money and a lot of time. Just go get the book Worthless and read through it. It's a short read. It'll explain to you what you can and cannot do. However, more efficiently or unconsciously, making sure you have jobs that have a $43,000 starting range and a $66,000 mean income or median income, that'll get rid of most of the worthless degrees and professions. Or software applications developer, and after messing around with the codeacademy.com for a while, it wasn't something I could see myself doing for 40 hours a week. Troubleshooting syntax errors for 1,000 lines of deep. I understand all jobs suck. Yeah, well, you're asking for such obscure. They're out there. I understand you want a digital nomad lifestyle. They're out there, but you gotta do what's in demand. That's just what it is. If I knew what city I'd love to live in until I died, I'd be a certified financial planner, electromechanical engineer, or real estate agent. But I want to travel full time, and I can't do 100% telecommuting vagabond style with those careers. Not sure if that helps, but here's my transcripts. No, these don't help. I don't care. I don't care what your transcripts say. All right. I went online and kind of thought some things through, and then also did some research. All right. Here's what you can do 100% telecommuting, allowing you to travel. As far as my brain and thought and research put together. You could become a writer of some kind, an author, an editor. You can work for Alexi at academiccomposition.com and write papers for other people. All right? You could be a social media type of person like me and all these other guys have. You're a YouTube celebrity, micro-internet celebrity. You do a podcast, you do a blog. That's going to take forever. Which is fine. Start your blog. Look at O'Shea Jackson. If you don't know, look at O'Shea. He just started last year, and he did great. And there's people that are shooting stars and they rise very quickly, but it still took him a year and regular, consistent, hard work, regularly putting out the stuff. It took me about the better part of 5 or 6 years to get the audience I needed to live off of it. But the pay is not great. Just like being a writer or working for Alex. Alex pays a damn fine wage per paper or per page. He pays very well. But you're not going to make millions of dollars doing this. You're not going to be in that, that top 10%. Online teachers. You can become an online teacher. There are different companies out there that have, but you got to have an expertise in something to teach. It doesn't sound like you have that. You have your current job that you have now, and you have HVAC. But if you were to get some kind of specialty, you could go out to Udemy, Coursera, all these different places that offer. But you don't have the background. You're gonna have to go back to school for that, or get some kind of expertise in that field. You could become an artist of some kind, voice actor, painter, graphics designer, and you just again, not a high-paying career or profession. What else? You sell something online, you're just a middleman, you're an eBay seller, you are a drop shipper, you just buy and sell, that's all you're doing. You're just jacking up the price. But again, a lot of people, some people who got in early on that making a lot of money, not so much anymore. And then what fits all your requirements, all right, it's STEM. But this is the stuff you said you didn't want to become a programmer. Well, what do you think STEM is? All right? Web development, that's pretty much programming. Please, nerds, don't tell me the difference between HTML and say something like C#. I know HTML really isn't programming, but it's kind of similar to it. And then computer networking or cybersecurity. Those are your fields. Those are your options. What's his name? Hang on. Hang on. Seth Himes. I think that's it. Seth Himes. Seth Himes, is this the guy? Bear with me. I help people and companies get leads and traffic. So I also, yeah, Seth Himes, this is the guy. Go to SethHimes.com, contact him. He might have some ideas. He has found some people, he's found like a niche. He helps people go into digital marketing, which again you can do online. Contact him, but that's kind of also along the line of, where did my notes go? That's, it enters the realm of social media, but it's just digital marketing is all it is. But SethHimes.com, contact him. But yeah, dude, to meet all your requirements, you're just going to have to become the IT guy. That's what. And what subfield, that's up to you, because there's some programming is not cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is not SEO optimization. Web development is not the same as computer networking. There's some overlap, but you got to find out what you can do. But I can't tell you what that is. Now, where you should go and study right now, since you don't know what you want to do, what I would do is spend the majority of your time researching different types of subfields that we've mentioned that match that. And it's going to be IT. Look, if you want that level of money, it's going to be IT. All right? So don't worry about this, you're going to become an author or a writer or an Udemy teacher. Let's just cut that bullshit out. All right? Let's narrow it down to the realm of computers and IT and software. And why don't you go through, just search different careers in IT. Computer program, computer networking, watch Matt Tran's channel, just search, computer. Eli the computer guy, all right? And you will learn more about the different various subfields and subtopics, a full stack developer. These are just different things that my IT buddy was talking about. Like, yeah, that's pretty much in demand. Virtual machines, learning VMware, that's another thing, all right? But in this rather large realm, if you spend the time researching it and learning about each subfield specific job, one is going to pique your interest more than the others. And then that will determine your educational path. Now, ideally, you don't go back to college. Ideally, you do self-education, you get certifications. Like programming, you just teach yourself how to program. If you have a little bit of trouble with that, I know you say, I don't like looking for syntax errors. That's why they're paid $100 an hour. Tina who serves ice cream. Oh my goodness. Well, that's why she's paid minimum wage. And they got to bitch and whine and say, we want $15 an hour because reasons. I can't support my family because I spread my legs. You don't want to deal with that bullshit, all right? But if you want your $100, you got to do boring ass shit that no one else wants to do. Learn how to subnet or supranet. And then once you find out what that specific job or sub-industry is, go find out what the certifications and accreditations are. Do self-teaching. Do self-education. Consider maybe a boot camp of some kind or another. Maybe consider a 2-year tech school, tech program, community college program like computer network if you want to get into it. But computer networking is not that big anymore. Find out what it is, and then find out, okay, how do I get a certification? I would seriously try to avoid a 4-year degree. And here's the other thing, you're making good money. You're making pretty darn good money. I understand you don't like the town you're in or the job you have. I understand that, trust you me. But it's not that bad. You got to realize what the successful digital nomad lifestyle is for. It's for like the top 2%. I'm not talking money income earners. I'm talking luck, hard workers, hustlers, entrepreneurs. Everyone, oh, geez, you ain't got a real job. Oh, yeah? Did you guys motherfucking write every fucking day quality, brilliant economic and research the fuck out of it and write books and do all that shit? I put in a ton of time, years worth of time to build up what I did. Some people get a little bit more lucky, like Sargon out of a cod. He put a lot of time putting those videos together. All right. So if you don't want to go back to college, that's something you might want to consider. If you're willing to put in the effort and put together quality videos, quality podcasts, quality writing, maybe social media, and that's something you could do on the side. I'll tell you this. Here's an idea. This might be an idea. This might be the savior for you. Your job lends itself incredibly well to storytelling. Incredibly well. And if you were to just start a blog or a journal or something like that, not video, But a blog or a podcast where your face and your name cannot be determined, you cannot be identified, and you just talk about your day, that right there could help you build something on the side. The problem is, though, if you start making enough money talking about your job, you come up with a cool name, I don't want to mention it, but something, Confessions of a such and such. You'd have to keep doing that job to keep that blog. Or you just take notes on your blog or whatever, or on Notepad, and you write a book about it, but you don't have an audience to sell it to. So I would think you start writing a blog, you do a podcast, it'd be very therapeutic for you. You don't have to go back to school. But dude, just telling you, that's a shot in the dark. You ain't gonna make no $100,000 unless you get really lucky. Right? But keep in mind, what you're asking requires a shit ton of work. Whether you're teaching yourself programming, whether you get all these certifications, whether you're that nerd that stays at home and doesn't go out and party, whether you were me and you just sat down and banged out a shit ton of books while working third night shift security gigs. Matt Tran put a lot of quality into his video. Sargon of Akkad putting a lot of quality into his video. That's what you're going to have to do. Just make sure it goes into one of those fields I mentioned, and ideally, if you don't want to waste your time and you don't want to have high risk of, I tried my YouTubing thing, I tried it for 5 years and I don't have it. Well, if you had dedicated that towards 5 years of learning how to program, you'd be a lot better off. So, but again, I can't tell you what that is, because that's what you got to do. I think it's going to cost you nothing, however, to do like a weekly podcast about your day or about your week. Like let me tell you the top 3 stories of what happened to me. That might be something to try. That's not going to cost you anything. Maybe a little bit of time, an hour or 2 a week. But that's something you should consider. So, all right. Hope that helped out. You guys got questions, go to assholeconsulting.com. And America's older brother, that's me, will kick your ass for you for a fee. We'll see you kids later. Toodles.